if you can open ChatGPT and talk to an AI that already knows how you work, your voice, your information, and your writing style? You actually can, and it only takes a few minutes. It's a feature of ChatGPT Plus and Pro that allows you to build your very own custom GPTs. And by the end of this video, you're going to know how to do it. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build your own custom GPT from scratch, using a real example that you can adapt to your job. So let's get right into it. To start, let's dive into what a custom GPT is and how it can be very useful to you. Very simply explained, a custom GPT is your own version of ChatGPT, one that you can teach and personalize. You decide how it behaves, what tone it uses, and what it should know. You could create one that writes in your style, answers client questions, summarizes meetings, or like the one I'm going to be showing you today, gives it guidance on using AI responsibly based on information that I'm giving it. The best part is you don't need to have any coding skills or even a tech background at all. It's all done through some thoughtful prompting and a basic upload. So why does learning how to make a custom GPT matter? Well, if you use ChatGPT often for work, you may find yourself doing the same sort of tasks often. And you probably notice this same pattern. You write a long, detailed prompt to get exactly the output that you want, and then next time you need the same thing done, you have to start it all over again. Or you end up using the same long chat, which starts to give unreliable outputs as you enter more into it. With a custom GPT, you can avoid doing this kind of work over and over again. Custom GPTs let you save all of that work, your instructions, your tone, even your reference materials, into one assistant that you can use over and over again. So instead of reprompting every time you need to write a report, summarize a meeting, or generate client-ready text, you just open up your GPT, give it a topic, and it already knows what to do. It's the same power of ChatGPT, but trained once and then reused endlessly. Plus, unlike just continuing to use the same chat for a long time, you can do separate chats and not have your old conversations affect the present one. And you can find individual chats far more easily this way. It's a tool that's going to set you apart from the beginners once you know how to use it. So now that you know what a custom GPT is, let's talk about what you can actually build with it. The short answer is pretty much anything that involves language, structure, decision making. For example, you could create a communication assistant that writes emails or reports in your voice. No more retyping the same thing every other day. Or you could do a workflow helper that summarizes meetings, builds action plans, or prioritizes your to-do list so that nothing slips through the cracks. Some people might even make training bots that answer new employee questions using their company manuals. And if you're a little more on the technical side, you can build a coding assistant that explains bugs, writes documentation, or helps you automate tasks. You can get creative with it. There's custom GPTs out there that plan trips, analyze research papers, or even write AI prompts for you. So once you build one or two, it's easy to start seeing opportunities everywhere. So let's walk through that process together right now. And today we're going to be creating a responsible AI advisor. This is going to be a custom GPT that's trained on my own materials from a course I'm currently producing. This is from a module that'll be about ethical and responsible AI use. But you can use the same sort of process to build just about any kind of GPT for your team, your clients, or your own workflows. Now, I will say today I was having some issues with it, so if it looks like I did some things a little weird, that's probably why. But today we're going to open ChatGPT and then click on Explore GPTs and then the Create button. That'll bring up the builder, which is what we're going to be working with today. On this side is the tab that you will use to build your GPT. There's also a Configure tab here, which will allow for fine-tuning and uploading documents or profile pictures, things like that. And I'll show you a little more of that here in a second. And here's where you're going to be previewing what you're building. I could start by entering in this very long prompt that I created earlier, and as you see, it appears to cover everything, from what this GPT is for to what tone I want it to use. But I'm going to give you a tip, which is to keep your initial prompt simple. Tell it your idea. Ask ChatGPT to help you build that. I usually ask it to ask me questions, and I ask for those to come one at a time to make it easier to follow. I tend to prefer this method because I'm less likely to miss important parts of my prompt and more likely to get the output that I'm looking for. So here I'm going to enter in this much shorter prompt, and then I'm going to upload my knowledge-based document, which is basically scripts from my course on this topic. Here I'm uploading a relatively short document, and I'm uploading into the Configure tab. But you should normally be able to upload documents where this plus sign is here as well. If you have a knowledge base longer than just a few pages, I'm going to also give you the tip to divide it up into pieces and put them in as a few separate chunks. That will make the document easier for ChatGPT to digest. After loading the document that I'm going to be using as my knowledge base, I'll then answer questions about how I would like my custom GPT to act. I'm going to speed this part up a little bit in my video, but it's going to be different depending on what it is you're building. I'm going to encourage you, though, to try this method out for yourself. Usually I'm far more satisfied with my results when I have it ask me questions to determine what I'm looking for. In all, this all took me about 12 minutes if it's not sped up for typing or when the AI was thinking. I also want to point out this feature here in the Configure tab with the pre-filled answers, which is really handy if you might want to use the same initial prompts on your custom GPT most of the time. Here you can see it created some on its own, but you could put your own in as well. At some point, your creation is going to seem pretty done, and we're going to check it out on the Preview tab here on the right. Here you can test out what it is you just made and see if you like it without going as far as publishing your GPT yet. You can choose to go back to the Builder side and fine-tune your custom GPT, or if you like it, you could press the Create button. And don't worry, you can always go back and make changes later if you want to. Here I went back and asked it to only refer to the document as the knowledge base or knowledge document, as it was referring to it as course materials before. I also made a couple other tweaks to it, such as the tone of the voice that it would use. But once you press the Create button, then you get a choice of just making it accessible to you, to anyone with a link, or to put it on the GPT shop. Here I'm just going to press that it's just for me, and that's it. To find your GPT, click on Explore GPTs, and then you should be able to see it right here, where you can use it or edit it. Or it may populate here under your list of GPTs. And when you have a chat with your custom GPT, it's going to show up here under your list of chats. So what's really happening here? Under the hood, the custom GPT isn't learning in the way that the model trains from scratch. It's following the rules that you gave it and pulling context from the files that you uploaded. That means that you're in control. You decide how it speaks, what voice it uses, and what materials it will rely on. It's the same chat GPT that you already know, in this case with boundaries, structure, and your own expertise woven in. Once you set that up, it stops acting like a general purpose chatbot and starts acting like the professional assistant that meets the specific use that you programmed it for. But that's really just one example. The process is generally the same no matter what you want to do with it, though. You start by identifying something you repeat often, the kind of task that always needs the same setup or instructions. And that's the starting point for your custom GPT. It could be answering client questions, checking drafts, or organizing information. But generally the structure for building it's going to be the same. Describe it once, upload what it needs to know, and it becomes your shortcut. If you're new to building these, start simple. Even one clear use case can save you hours and show you what's possible once you get the hang of it. But I really suggest you play around with it and see what it is you can create. Let me know in the comments. And that's how easy it is to build your own AI assistant, one that understands your work, your standards, and your tone. Plus, it'll give you the reliable answers you need and want. Once you learn how to do this, you'll stop spending time typing the same prompts and start building tools that actually work the way you do. And if you'd like help designing one of these for your business, especially if you want to train on your own materials, I've left a link below with more information about how I can help you build custom GPTs along with other chatbots and AI automations. And if you want to keep learning practical ways to use AI, not theory, not hype, make sure to subscribe. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think you might want to learn next.